And welcome back to the Engage 8 YouTube channel. Today we will be doing my bracket. Talked about a little bit of our instant reaction on the what was it? The instant reaction show yesterday. The Field of 68. Like I said, going to be attending the game on Wednesday in Dayton. Fairleigh Dickinson and Texas Southern play, and then don't mean for that to pop up. And then we have, what was it? Nevada and Arizona State. Got an Arizona State hat, so we're going to be rooting them. Shout out Cambridge, bro. Hit that half-court shot earlier against Arizona. Probably the only reason why they're in the or even have a shot in the tournament right now over a team like Rutgers or Clemson or Oklahoma State. So, we're just going to go region by region. We're going to start off in the South. So, actually, let's zoom in a little bit. All right. So first, we got Alabama versus Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, or Southeastern Missouri State. I'm gonna take Bama. I don't think. I look at this. I just take a look at this. I'm not really looking too much into like their who have they specifically played, what games did they play bad in. It's the tournament, bro. It's the tournament. Like there's nothing else to it. So I just look at their games that they played all season, try to look at a little bit of out of conference just to see how they play against different teams outside their conference. You know, so this Maryland team, they can win, but they can also lose. It's tough. It's really tough to see. They split Purdue though, but they lost to UCLA by 27. Purdue lost by 12, lost to Kansas 3 times, beat Iowa State twice. You know, they can beat teams that are on their level, and Maryland's a team that's on their level. West Virginia always had a pretty good system on Bob Huggins, but we're going to take Maryland here. I'm going to take Charleston over San Diego State. San Diego State's way too good of a defensive team for sure. And I know Charleston doesn't have the greatest wins, but they beat the MAC champions, which is good. And, I mean, the San Diego State team, they didn't really win much out of conference. 3 wins against Utah State's pretty good. They split Boise State, Nevada, and New Mexico, which are 3 pretty solid teams in the Mountain West this year. So, but we're going to take Charleston here. I think that's my upset pick, man. I really want to take Furman here, but Virginia does a really good job defensively. Furman's got these 2 guys that can score really well. Jalen Swasson and Mike Bothwell. They're really good, pretty efficient too. I was reading some stuff about them earlier today, but we all know Virginia. They won a national championship with guys like Isaac Okoro. Not Isaac. That was Auburn. Crap. I'm thinking of DeAndre Hunter, the other guy in the NBA who's solid. I mean, they still have Kihei Clark, who is on that national championship team. Like, I mean, they're a solid core, but I don't know, man. I'm picking Furman here. I mean, I think this is the upset. I think this is the upset side. I think this is the most open side, but you'll see why. Creighton, NC State. I don't think NC State should be here. Look at them. They don't play defense. They're not too great in their conference. And the ACC was weak too. They split a lot of teams, lost to Virginia by 13, and lost to Clemson 3 times. Like that's not good. Especially at Clemson, you can argue could be in this spot over NC State. Creighton split UConn, only lost to Texas by 5. Like they have a bunch of close losses here. I know they lost to Marquette twice. Marquette 2 seed. You know, B Arkansas, B Providence, only lost to Arizona State by 2. I mean, they're always going to play in a competitive game, but I think they could edge out NC State here. Santa Barbara. They're a team that's been in here before. Baylor, obviously, used to be a juggernaut. Still a solid team this year. Won some really good out-of-conference games. Except that Marquette game, kind of a stinker. But, you know, I mean, they've lost guys. But LJ Cryer, Keontae George, you know, those guys, they've just been ballers their whole entire career. If they still had Matthew Mayer, you know, who they had? The guy that went to the NFL. Mark Vital. That kid was gross. This game's tough. I don't know. Missouri's been kind of a juggernaut offensively, but this team has more of a point differential, but they also play in the Mountain West. But Mountain West is solid this year. They lost to San Diego State 3 times, went 2 for 3 against Boise State. They did beat Oral Roberts, which you like to see, and they beat New Mexico twice. You know, I heard Kobe Brown's a pretty good player from this Missouri team. Haven't watched too much of them this season, just looking at their resume. I don't know, man. They're seem like a very hot and cold team by the results of their wins. I don't know, man. That first game's tough to get hot in, but I think also if they can win this game, I'm going to take Utah State here just because their ball movement's a lot better and all of that. Missouri does win here. They're definitely making a Sweet 16 run because they're a team that can get hot. I want to go Arizona over Princeton. I don't think there's too much to be said. Now we got Alabama versus Maryland. Don't know. I think I'm going to go for. We all know what to think. I think Alabama's taking this region. Furman, I'm going to be also taking. I think they're going to be a little bit more well prepared. I think they got a little bit more star power on this team than Charleston. Charleston's just a more overall shooting team. Creighton versus Baylor. This game's actually tough for me. We look at them both. Creighton, they got players, but man, I don't know. Baylor's got that. Baylor's just got those guards. LJ Cryer could just take over a game. Utah State versus Arizona. I'm gonna go Arizona. Arizona's a pretty solid team this year. They've had their moments. They won the Pac-12 championship. Amor Ballo was on that great team last year that I thought was going to perform a little bit better. And they can do it. Alabama going. I think Baylor's gonna take that game. And then we look at this game. Alabama's just got Brandon Miller, and they got other guys like Noah Clowney. I don't know. Yeah, we're taking Bama. Bama's going to the Final Four. That's official. All right. I think Bama's got the easiest region, especially if upsets happen. Now, if they were to play Virginia or San Diego State, I think they get tougher just because they'd be able to force turnovers and everything. But anything can happen for these lower seed teams as well, as there's a lot of parity in college basketball and also in NBA basketball this year too. Houston versus Northern Kentucky. Not even a look. Auburn and Iowa. Iowa's an offensive juggernaut this season. It's tough to say. Looking at Auburn's resume, I'm not liking a lot of these games, but, they started off really hot, but they've been on the wrong side of things. Just quickly reading this, Iowa's just too good of an offensive juggernaut. They're going to take this game. Miami versus Drake. This one's tough for me. I really like Isaiah Wong on Miami. I've been following him for a couple of years now. But Drake's also like one of those teams. They average 23 years old, which is crazy. That's probably more than the Lakers a couple of years ago. It looks like they got the danger shooter, 39% from three. Looking at the results, they beat Mississippi State by 6, who's in the field, and Bradley. They were a good team in the Missouri Valley too, and they beat them 2 out of 3 times. Miami beat Duke once, beat Virginia, lost to Maryland, which is not a great loss. Split NC State, won by Clemson, beat Providence. They're a solid team, but yeah, we're gonna go Miami. Miami's my team. Now, I don't know what I want to do here. I thought Indiana was gonna run the Big Ten tournament. They obviously did not. I think them missing Xavier Johnson, and if they can get Jackson Davis in foul trouble, could be all over. But Hood Schifino is a really good guard, gonna be probably near lottery pick, mid first round type of guy. And I hear the Sincere Carry guy is pretty good too. 17.6 points per game. That's pretty good in college. Oh, we're gonna pick the upset here. I think Indiana, disappointing Big Ten tournament. I think they're gonna come out and be slow in this. But who knows? Maybe they prepare really well. Woodson's a very good coach for that program. Let's see how it is. Okay, I'm going to take Iowa State here. I think they're actually a really solid team. This is the game where I think a 14 seed could take it. I know. They have no really team tournament wins. But Xavier, man, they're so hot, high and low. Man, it's just tough. I know they had an injury, but still, I don't know. I think I got to take Kennesaw State. I'm just liking that pick right now. There's really no reasoning behind it, honestly. That's going to be my one, what pick. I think Colgate could give Texas problems, but we know. This game's tough. Penn State's dangerous, but so is Texas A&M. Both of them can get really hot. Both of them can get really cold. I think it's just tough. Jalen Pickett's a really good player for that Penn State team. Saw him come through late in the season as well. Texas A&M, they just had an embarrassing loss. Penn State, they played really close with Purdue in that game too. So we're gonna take Penn State, and then we're gonna take Texas. All right, this game's tough, but Houston is a lot better at scoring than a lot of teams think. They're only really bad. They have a loss to Alabama by 6, which if they were to play now, who knows? And then, beat Memphis 2 out of 3 times. Memphis is a lot more of a solid team than a lot of people. They're not a typical 8 seed. They're just a little bit of underperforming. But, Jamal Sheed, Marcus Sasser, this team's gross. So, I don't know, but I mean, Iowa's offense is really good. We're going to take Houston, though. I think Houston could keep up with Iowa's shooting and still out defend them. So I don't think. I'm not going to pick another 13. I think Miami's taking this game. Iowa State's going to win their game against Kennesaw State. This game's tough. Texas, really good team. Had some good wins on the year, too. Obviously, I have a loss to Tennessee and then a loss to Illinois. But Marcus Carr from Minnesota originally was really good. But I mean, if Penn State can get hot, man, it's really tough to stop them. So, I don't know. It is really tough. And Texas struggles for three, so they might not go shot for shot. So, I don't know. It's a tough pick, but yeah, I don't think Penn State's going to make it to the road. Now, this is tough. I don't know why. I'm super high on Miami this year. You know, they don't have size, but honestly, Houston's not the greatest. They're not the greatest team size-wise, too. If you remember last year, they haven't really picked up one too big. But I don't know. Oh, this is tough. I'm going to take Miami. Miami, I think they're having a lead guard. I know Marcus Sasser and Jamal Sneed are really good, too, but Miami just feels like one of those teams like you just don't expect to make that run, but they're going to make that run, you know. And then Iowa State, Texas. Two Big 12 teams. If you look at them, they split this season. You know, they have really good guard play, and they're a very strong defensive team. I mean, that's really good for tournament success. If you have good guard play and can defend and shoot. They do struggle with making shots, but I mean, so does Texas. I feel like this could be, you know, Texas offensive juggernaut, but man, if they catch Texas on a bad day, that second weekend after not having a week played in a game, I think this is the region that gets a little weird for sure. I think there's a lot of anywhere. I mean, I think the rest of all the other regions too. Maybe not the West. The West might be a little bit easier. Or picking Miami to go to Final Four, man. Isaiah Wong, man, remember the name. He's gonna have that Carson Edwards type run where he just goes ballistic. All right, we're taking Purdue. Sorry, Texas Southern. Hope you get your 300K for the next like some years. This one's really tough. I think Memphis is a really good team, but I also think FAU is a really good team too. It's just like, man. I mean, they have solid plays. Kendrick Davis and DeAndre Williams, dynamic duo. I mean, they can't defend really well, but sometimes you just don't need to defend. Sometimes you score 80 points, and it's just, you know, I don't know. I think I gotta go Memphis. FAU is a really good team, really strong season. Probably shouldn't have been a 9 seed. Probably should have been higher. But man, Memphis is just like if they were to draw any other, like if they were to draw Maryland or Auburn, you know, someone of that caliber, I'd take them. But Memphis is just too good of guard play to really do anything. I don't know how this game goes, to be honest. Oral Roberts is the offensive juggernaut, but they've not won any games against even the Mountain West teams. Duke has been a lot better, but I mean Kyle Filipowski is pretty good. You know, I mean Duke, they're doing a pretty good job with their new coach. I don't remember his name completely. Max A. Smith's really good, and Connor Vanover, the 7'5" big that can shoot and block shots. I don't know. It's tough. They might not get those lanes that they want, but I'm taking Duke. Duke's pretty battle-tested this season, and even in a weak ACC. I think they've shown some adversity. You know, I think they can do it. I think they will do it. I just don't see Oral Roberts playing that well, but you never know because you just never know. Even though Louisiana doesn't have great their only wins. You know, I feel like they're one of those teams that didn't do. I mean, they lost 2 tough games out of conference, but they're a really good rebounding team and like to get those free throw line. Likes to get to the line. They have offensive inconsistencies, but Zakai Ziegler is also gone for Tennessee. And I don't know, man. That's a big part of Tennessee. It's been a big part of Tennessee for the last couple of years. I know they got Visesho or whatever his name is, but this game, Bryce Hopkins' revenge game. That's what it's been called. Kentucky, really good team. I think they're going to take this game from Providence, though. Sorry, Ed Cooley. Kansas State, yeah, I'm just taking them. I don't think Montana State's going to pose much of a threat, considering that they're only 2 games from good teams, and Oregon's not even a tournament team, are 20-point losses. Meanwhile, Kansas State's been a pretty good team all year on both sides of the ball. Yeah, we're taking Kansas State. Big 12 is also like the toughest conference too, which makes it a lot more easy to pick. But people said about the Big 10 a couple years ago, and USC. I mean, Big 10 opponent right there, didn't do too hot. I think Michigan State's better than Auburn. Michigan State, offensive juggernaut. They can't play. They're not the greatest, not as great defensive team through times this season. Game's in Columbus. I wish I could go to it. Yeah, Boogie Ellis, he's from what's his face? Memphis. So highly efficient team, but it's not going to matter because Michigan State's taking that dub, picking Marquette because Kohler's nasty. That's where I think Memphis wins. I think their guard play is going to be able to take over Purdue's guard play. I think Edey's going to kind of get neutralized. Hopefully they find a way to neutralize him. And yeah, if they could just put pressure on the ball and not give Zach Edey, make it hard to get looks for Zach Edey, it's gonna be dangerous. I think Duke takes the game against Louisiana. Duke's probably the better overall team. Louisiana has just struggled offensively this season. And rebounding can only do you so much if you can't put shots back in. I'm gonna go Kentucky here. Oscar Tshiebwe, obviously one of the best bigs in the country. Antonio Reeves, They're stellar, man. It really sucks because I love Keontae Johnson, love his story. Coming from Florida, having that whole heart thing happen with him. It sucks, but I think Kentucky's that team. I think they're going to be surprising a lot of people. This game, I don't know what to think of. I think Marquette's really good, and people are a little bit underestimating them. Shaka Smart, really good coach, but pretty sure last time Shaka Smart actually coached in a tournament game, he got upset by Albion Christian when he was at Texas. But Tyler Kolek, really good player, like phenomenal, all American. I love AJ Hogarth, Tyson Walker, Joey Hauser, Malik Hall, Jaden Atkins. All those guys, love them. But I don't know, man. I'm picking Marquette. I'm sorry, my bias is not coming in there. We'll pick them in another bracket to go to the Final Four because Jeff Goodman said they are. So Memphis and Duke. Memphis is making that run, bro. I don't care. They're off. I think good guard play can do a lot for you in the tournament. I don't think Duke's got as of good as guard play, but yeah, Memphis is just going to push the ball on Duke. Duke's not a very good. Can get cold from offense. Memphis is taking it, bro. Kentucky and Marquette. I'm going to go Marquette. Marquette's a really good team this year. I'm picking Memphis is going to be that weird team that makes it this year. I'm saying it. I'm calling it. All right, this side. Kansas. I'm going to pick Illinois. Arkansas, great freshman, great everything. I know Sky Clark just announced his intent to transfer from Illinois, but, I love Terrence Shannon Jr. I think they can do and make it to the second game. St. Mary's versus VCU. This one's really weird. Logan Johnson, I was watching the WCC tournament. Logan Johnson's an awesome player. I think he's done a good job. Don't know too much about VCU, but reading right here, strong defensively, able to force turnovers, put pressure on opponents, guess they cross midcourt. I don't know. That's looking scary. I don't think St. Mary's is that good. UConn taking them. I don't even care if Rick Pitino goes to Iona. My team. I think Arizona State wins this game, even though Nevada is a good team. I think either one of them could beat TCU. I think TCU is low-key a little fraudulent and got hot at one point, and they're starting to cool off a little bit. I'm not going to pick Gonzaga to get upset just yet. They're still a good team. I mean, Grand Canyon hasn't done anything all year. They beat Sam Houston State, whoop-de-doo, but I don't think Gonzaga is that good of a team, though. So, why is there notable results? Why is Michigan State not on? Oh, because that game was outside. I guess you're right. That game was sweet, though. Not going to cat. Northwestern versus Boise State. Really weird one. Northwestern was kind of a surprise this year, but, I mean, they've had leaders like Boo Boo. We've been on this team for a while. Pretty old team. So, I don't know, man. They did beat Texas A&M though, which is really good out of conference win, and they were at least able to take a dub from every team. And Northwestern, they can struggle against teams. Can this team shoot? That's all I care. Northwestern's also a really good defensive team too. I'm gonna take Northwestern here. UNC Asheville, I hear they got the 6'9" guy who's really good and can drop a lot of points, but I don't know. I mean, they can shoot the ball really well, and I mean, Jalen Clark's out. I mean, they still got Tiger Kaler, Jimmy Jaquez, freshman Amari Bailey, Drake with his mom. As crazy as I want to pick UNC Asheville, it's not the right pick. I'm going to pick Kansas. Kansas is a really good team. I like Grady Dick. They still got DeJuan Harris, Jalen Wilson, Kevin McClure Jr. I hope Bill Self's okay. This team's facing adversity. They're gonna make a run. I think UConn's gonna take this game from VCU. I love UConn. I love Sagano, and they still got great guards on their team too. So, but yeah, I mean Sagano's gonna be able to hold that down. I mean they had a little rough stretch, losing 5 of 6 games, but they've been able to get hot recently. I don't think Gonzaga's got it in them. They got guys like Strother, they got Drew Timme too, but it's just like they've been like underwhelming this season for a Gonzaga team. Like they don't have that guy. They don't have a Jalen Suggs. They don't have a Rui Hachimura. Drew Timme's not as dominant. Like they don't have like these insane guards, and I'm just like, oh my god, have like Andrew Nemhard, like even him. So. I think Northwestern takes this game. Northwestern's not going to be looked at as a team to go far, but I think they're a Sweet 16 team. I think, what do I want? I don't know. Both these teams are really good. Kansas is more complete, though. Like, as much as I want to pick UConn, I think they can. They're very good. And I think they pick Northwestern, and I got Kansas. I think Kansas making back to the Final Four. This game's gonna be sweet, but I think Bama. I think it's Bama versus Miami in the championship, and I'm gonna have Bama winning it all. Yeah, we want to enter in these. Let's do. I think it's gonna be like not 0. We're gonna go like 82 to like 77. Weird national championship, I know, and I'm probably like just meat riding Isaiah Wong, but hey, that's my bracket. You can go make yours, and if you do better than me, are you kidding me? Well, I am 18 years or older, so yeah, I'll do all this stuff out. But yeah, that's my bracket, fellas. Yeah, I mean, is it gonna probably be right? No, it's a very very low in odds, but. Hey, anything can happen. Yeah, thank you for watching.